If you guys want the fastest way to improve your aim, get some Control Freaks for cheap. Use code GOBLIN for 10% off and improve your aim today. Link in the description. Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin and welcome back to another Call of Duty World War II video. Now in today's video, what I want to talk about is a bit more about this Resistance event in Call of Duty World War II, what's coming up in these next couple of weeks, because this event does actually last until February 27th, so there's still almost a month left in this event, as well as I want to talk about what these events mean and the future events that could be coming to this game, and basically the trajectory of them, because there's some problems going around with them and different stuff like that. If you guys could drop a like on this video, I would really appreciate that. Let's go ahead and go for 55 likes. If we could hit that, that would be awesome. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new and not already subscribed. I appreciate all the new people subscribing and everything, you know, all the people supporting my videos. That's really my motivation to, you know, keep going and all that sort of stuff. It means the world to me, and it's very easy stuff to do, you know, subscribe, hit that like button. So let's talk about this. Now, this event, these events actually do last a long time, right? So this one goes till February 27th, the Resistance event. And basically every Tuesday, they refresh and do different stuff. So of course, today when I'm making this commentary is Monday night. So Tuesday morning at usually around 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which would be 1 Eastern, 1 p.m. Eastern. Basically, they refresh and update with different things. Now, for this week's update, which is from February 6th to February 12th, what's actually going on here is there's a bit of confusion because Treyarch and Activision have put out two different posters with the exact same dates on it. So the first poster says that this week's event, and this is the poster they put out back when it basically came out, when you know, a couple weeks ago when this Resistance event came out. They said that week 3, February 6th to February 12th, would include Prop Hunt 24/7 and double XP in zombies. And that was basically their big thing for this event. Of course, if you guys remember, we had Prop Hunt back 2 weeks ago, basically from January 23rd to 29th, and that's what this poster says. But then I found another poster, which has also come out, which Charlie Intel has reported on, that says that this week's event from February 6th to February 12th is double XP in zombies, which is the same, but then demolition 24/7. So there's really some confusion here, and honestly, I don't know what it's going to be. Basically, what we're getting tomorrow is either our feature play is going to be demolition 24/7 or Prop Hunt 24/7, and I actually have no idea right now because there's two different posters saying the exact same things. Now, as far as the week after that, for February 13th to February 19th, what we have for that week is going to be Gun Game with triple feed in Gun Game. So double XP, double weapon XP, double division XP, but only in the Gun Game, which is a complete waste in my opinion. I'll talk about that more, you know, right after this. And then for the last week, from the 20th to the 27th, we have a double XP in zombies and a triple feed overall in multiplayer. Double XP, double weapon XP, double division XP for all of multiplayer. And then they also have the feature playlist of Prop Hunt plus double XP in that, and Bomb Mosh Pit plus double XP, which is demolition and SND. And that's February 20th to 27th. So what I want to talk about, the first part of this, is with these events and with these feature playlists, I really do think that there's a disconnect here, because I know that Prop Hunt was hugely successful in Modern Warfare Remastered, and when they put it into this game, I saw a lot of my friends who never even, or you know, who didn't play this game as often as they did, you know, other Call of Duty games. When Prop Hunt came on, everyone was coming out, was updating their games and playing that game mode. But then it seemed like for the second week of this event, they took away Prop Hunt, added nothing, and now we're going into the third week, and it's either going to be demolition or Prop Hunt. In my personal opinion, they need to update and do this feature playlist in a better way, and that's my first critique of this system. I have multiple critiques about the event system. I think it is kind of cool how they have these events. In my opinion, they last a little bit too long, and they are a little bit diluted with, like, basically, in my opinion, Gun Game should always be in this game. It should never be cycling in and out. Prop Hunt should also always be in the game, and same with Demolition. I mean, the player base for this game is not lacking. It's not like they have a lack of players, so they could support all of these different game modes, and I feel like the feature playlist should have, and one thing that made Treyarch so successful back in the past, you know, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, was having those party game modes. People liked playing those game modes. They had wager matches back in Black Ops 1, and nowadays it seems with Infinite Warfare was doing this a little bit, and now even in Call of Duty World War II, these game modes that cycle in and out, it really doesn't work as well because people need to be paying attention, and the only people that know when these certain events are going down are people, you know, the people watching this video that, you know, are, of course, everyone watching this video is big Call of Duty supporters, I guess, because we know and we pay attention to this stuff. But casual players just want to hop on, go into prop hunt. Prop hunt is actually a casual mode, I guess you would say. Same with demolition, and gun game especially is probably one of the most casual modes in the game. The casual players don't keep updated with this different schedule, and I think that for the next event this needs to be changed, and for the, at least for the event, put out like 3 to 5 featured game modes and leave them in for the whole month. I think then you can take maybe the top 1 or 2 and make those permanent game modes, because it is kind of weird that they're able to do this. The other thing that I have something you know, I guess a personal gripe against is the fact that they're able to do prop hunt, which is a game that really didn't really fit in Call of Duty, and of course they did a great job doing that, but they're still unable to put ground war into the game. And of course ground war, and traditionally in older Call of Duty games, it's only on certain maps, so there's no reason why ground war can't be on Sainte Marie du Mont, can't be on Gustave Cannon, can't be on the forest here. I mean, ground war would work perfectly for a lot of different of the bigger maps. Even Aiken would be perfect for ground war in this game, and it just seems to me like they said the reason why they didn't do ground war is because the spawns would be bad. But on these big maps, I find that there would be an easy way to figure it out. And I wish ground war was going to be a feature play. So that's my thing about what you guys can look forward to with these next couple of events coming up. Basically, the last week is the most exciting one, where everyone's going to be getting double XP basically the whole time, with February 20th to 27th, and you're going to have prop hunt and demolition. Basically, that's the one to look forward to the most. Now, my other thing with these events and with the supply drop opening I did the other day is that the thing they do with these events, by making the supply drops into your Winter Siege supply drops or your Resistance event supply drops, it basically makes the supply drop system, it's a cheeky way for them to make the supply drop system spammed with a bunch of stuff that people don't care about. Now, Infinite Warfare did this also, but the way they did it, it was not as cheeky. I remember Infinite Warfare around this time last year, maybe it was in January, actually a bit earlier, they just threw out 500 new items into supply drops and like 100 new camos, 100 new accessories, a bunch of BS stuff, which just made it harder to get new weapons and to get new variants. And it's pretty obvious what their motives were for that, is to make people buy more supply drops to get, you know, to have worse odds to getting better stuff. Now, in my opinion, that strategy really doesn't work, and it seems like that's what they're doing with Call of Duty World War II. I remember when the game first came out, me and my buddies opened supply drops, and it was amazing. It seemed like you were always getting epic variants. Now, through the Winter Siege event, which is complete, but once they completed the event, they left everything in the supply drops, and now this Resistance event, and we're only 2 events in, and I suspect there's going to be 4 or 5 this year. This supply drop system by the end of this year could be absolutely impossible to get any new variants, and we know the fact that new variants are coming. They were leaked. There's a bunch of new heroic variants that look really cool, which of course are going to be probably supply drop only. There's camos that I believe are going to be coming to supply drops, and I'm just worried about the supply drop system where it's going to be literally impossible to get anything, because you're going to be new weapons are going to come out, new variants. You're going to be opening supply drops and getting a Winter Siege helmet in the middle of the summer, and I think that's a problem that needs to be fixed as well in terms of addressing the events and the Call of Duty supply drop system. I think the events is something that could work, but as of right now, the events come out and then they just leave everything. The only thing is you can't buy from the collections after, but you could still you know, do Major Howard contracts and get weapons from the Winter Siege like a couple days ago. You can still open supply drops, regular supply drops, to get Winter Siege items. So I think they need to sort of figure out, of course this event thing is kind of new to doing the DLC weapons with the events, and I am thankful for the supply drop system that allows you to straight up buy the variants through collections. That's how I was able to get most of the good guns in this game that I liked, you know, the Orso, I got the Gewehr, the Volkssturm Gewehr, all through collections, and then for the Sten, I was able to earn that through a contract. But I think that in the future, when things get more crowded through more events, this definitely needs to be addressed. And even as of right now, I would say do not buy supply drops. And you guys can check out my video the other day. I spent some money on supply drops to do an opening of the resistance ones, and I got just literally nothing. Like I got a gold knife or something from like $100 worth of supply drops. It's absolutely kind of a joke, and it's only going to get worse unless they add more cool items. So I definitely think the supply drop system needs some work, and I think that they're going to notice, because at this point I bet you people aren't buying supply drops. Because if I'm a YouTuber and I'm saying right now, you know, even for me as a YouTuber, someone who wants to get everything in the game to create content off of it, it's still so hard to get stuff. Casual players are just going to be completely avoiding supply drops, and I think this will be addressed. I'm just hoping that when these new variants come out, people have a fair shot at getting them, and people have a fair shot at getting the new camos and the new weapons and all that stuff, which we know is coming inevitably in these next couple of months leading up to the summer season. So that's a couple things about these events. I think these events are cool, but definitely they're new. They've only done 2 of them so far. They need some work to be done on them. As far as the game modes coming up, you can look out for it tomorrow. I'm not sure, because we got 2 identical posters, prop hunt or demolition. But you know, throughout February, we're gonna have a couple of rotating game modes. Let me know your thoughts on everything I talked about in the comment section down below. Drop a like on this video if you guys made it to the end. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Sub for a cookie and don't lick it. And I'm out. Peace.